Hello everyone, my name is Zara Miljković and I am a second grade student at the second gymnasium in Sarajevo. Although it is one of the best schools in the city and is recognizable for the success of its students, what makes the school authentic is the IB program. The IB program is in this school divided on the MYP, which is middle years program, and the IB diploma program. As a part of the MYP program, which lasts for 2 years, we have 2 projects. The first one is a community project, while the second one is a personal project. The topic of our personal project is a short film about last year's community projects. The goal is to bring the target audience closer to what exactly is the task of a community project, and to show future students of this program how education on the MYP is different from what they are used to. Last year's projects were affected by the coronavirus at a time when they needed to be worked on the most. And in a short period of time, ways had to be found to complete everything throughout online platforms. This virus has disrupted the way of life of all of us, and even made it difficult for the next generation to perform and collect materials for this project. I am doing this project with my colleague Mia Golijanin. The community project focuses on community and service, while encouraging students to explore their right and responsibility to implement service and action in the community. This project gives students an opportunity to develop awareness of needs in various communities and address those needs throughout service learning. It can be completed individually or in a group of maximum 3 students.
What is your community project?
My community project was to build a website that would interest the people that were under lockdown. We created a website that maintains books, stuff to play with family, and some social games that might help alleviate the pressure that we were all under while COVID-19 was present.
My community project was based around creating classes. Originally, it was based around creating classes for first aid and teaching people how to do first aid in case they ever needed to come into such a situation. However, with the COVID-19 situation, we had to change it to a booklet instead of online classes because it was difficult to show what you needed to do on a person in case they got injured. So we created a booklet showing images how to properly help a person in case they had to.
For our community project, we decided to make a charity action where we would go to primary schools in our city and talk to students about the problem of soup kitchens in our city not having enough supplies to support people who need their help. And we also inspired them to donate money so we can give the money to the soup kitchens. However, because of lockdown, we couldn't really complete our project, so we just made a website where we would educate people about the problem and inspire them to volunteer for soup kitchens.
My community project was to create a booklet where basically would be a guide for life in quarantine, where I added different things you can do during quarantine to get away from the stress from what was all going on and to find something interesting to actually do during the virus.
My community project was to collaborate with the Dogs Trust Foundation in order to organize workshops for our peers in our other 2 IB classes about dog adoption, dog safety, and dog training.
So our community project consisted of creating a video to educate young children on the importance of a healthy diet.
Our community project was making an artwork that speaks to the person who is watching it.
Propaganda, basically.
My community project was to help 9th grade students for their final exams that we have at the end of the primary school.
My community project was volunteering at Samira Center with people who have mental disabilities.
The community project that my group did was volunteering at an organization called Dajte nam šansu, in which we tried to learn more about people with disabilities and how they live their everyday lives.
Community project was to create a website where all students of our school could anonymously or not anonymously submit their problems, complaints, or anything else.
Our community project was raising awareness about the organization DEBRA, which is an organization for people with epidermolysis bullosa, through music, classical music.
Our community project was to raise awareness of the dangers of air pollution to our health, and that we accomplished through a presentation that was held in the 9th grades of elementary school.
Our community project is named Volunteering in Organization Greens, so basically it was supposed to be us volunteering in Greens, where we would learn how some people with disabilities work and what they can work in our society, because they usually are not employed, and that is what we wanted to learn about.
Why did you choose your topic?
I chose my topic to help, firstly, myself to handle the stress that I was put under while COVID-19.
Well, there are a lot of people in our country who cannot afford food, so they rely a lot on soup kitchens, and now that those kitchens can really help, it is a really big problem and not many people are aware of it.
When I was in 9th grade, I went to the same thing here in school, and I really liked it, and I said I want to do it too and make it even better and try to help these students.
I am a person that really likes to help others, and this project was a great opportunity to actually encourage inclusion in the society of these people, since I believe that their rights are not as equal as ours. They are constantly thought of as different, but why? Only because they are born with a disability that is making their life significantly harder. I believe that our community can really make a change and include those people into more daily life activities, like getting a job, living in normal houses and flats, apartments.
We noticed that, especially last winter, air pollution was at an all-time high and awareness was still extremely low. We noticed that there were several people on the streets walking without a protective mask or not following any of the measures that were proposed. And in general, our city was and still is annually subjected to very high air pollution, and we wanted to change that.
Where did you seek for inspiration?
Well, as I said, we did seek from good reviews. We heard about Greens, but most inspiration we got was from interview with the CEO of this company, organization, Vedad Vajzović, who really detailedly explained everything Greens do, and we were really thrilled with everything they do, so we wanted to show them to others.
We sought for inspiration from short films or even presentations that people would have at schools about bullying, and it inspired us to try to bring awareness that judging people is not moral and that everyone is different. I sought inspiration in what I did in primary school because I did first aid club, and so did members of my group, and it was very interesting to find a way to apply that knowledge and help our target group, which was the students of the school, learn how to do similar stuff that we did.
Well, the last year's kids, and I love social events, so it was something for me to look forward to teach kids something new and maybe bring the subject closer to them and help them with stress and ease everything for them, even with the material and with the mental stability and everything.
We tried to find similar presentations and projects done, especially in our country, but we realized that there were none, or there was a very small number of them, and we drew inspiration from that, and we knew that we were going to do something new, something unique, and that motivated us and pushed us to work harder.
What was the most challenging part of your community project?
The most challenging part of our community project was contacting the pharmaceutical companies. Due to the COVID, it was very hard to contact them and to get details on the medical assistance which we wanted to give to organization.
Okay, so the most challenging part of our community project was condensing the complicated information about health so other younger children could understand.
It was to probably organize all assignments and to hand out each parts to everyone accordingly.
The most challenging part was changing the community project completely because of the coronavirus situation. We went from doing classes to doing a booklet, and that transition wasn't very easy, but we still managed to do it, of course.
Are you happy with your final product? And if not, would you change if given another opportunity?
Well, I'm happy and kind of sad that they actually did not have the final exam.
I'm happy with our final product, but I think that like everything we could have added more. If we were to do it next time, we could have had more improvements. That would definitely make it a lot more better.
Yes, we are very satisfied with our final product. Of course, due to the coronavirus pandemic and the precautions related to it, we were not able to hold all of the presentations we wished to hold, but we still consider our project to be very successful.
We are, but we would most definitely like that it was volunteering, which was the first idea we had. However, we are very satisfied with how it turned because video and our presentation were really detailed and interesting, and we hope our audience liked it.
How important do you find a community project?
I find the community project to be very important for the MYP schooling simply because you'll learn so much about what you're interested in and how you operate in a group, as well as what you need to do in order to execute such a project efficiently.
The community project was really important to me personally because I was able to get out of my comfort zone and reach out to organizations and reach out to different people, which I would have been scared to do before, since I was never given a chance or an incentive to do so. This experience was really valuable to me in order to build up my confidence and self-esteem and get used to interacting with the real world.
Community project in general, I believe, has immense value because it teaches us to work as a group to a certain goal and in the end help somebody in some way.
I think it's one of the most important things in the MYP program alongside personal projects, because you do something for the community and not just for yourself. And you also have to work in a team, which I think is very important.
How satisfied are you with your and your group work?
Well, we're
satisfied, yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
We are very satisfied because it turned out really great and as we planned. I mean, the last product we did make.
I think that we had quite good communication and worked very effectively as a group, and we are very satisfied, as I previously stated. We think, of course, that some things could be changed, but in the end, considering all of the active events in the world, we are quite satisfied.
We are more than happy with the group work because we worked as a team, and even though we divided the job in 3 parts, we still did everything together and were aware of all the information.
Would you ever consider doing this project if it wasn't for your school assignment?
I think, as I already said, it served its purpose, and I think it would be great to repeat it once more.
I would definitely consider doing this project if it wasn't for the school, but I think that the school had given us an opportunity to do this project.
Yes, we would definitely consider doing it, not maybe in this form, but generally speaking, we would do it again.
Well, maybe, and if they actually had the final exam.
I would, because I think what we did is really significant and it is a lot deeper than just a school project.